Well, there's certainly a lot of pros with the way that you've structured. Have you found any kind of drawbacks generally of the like a mainly horizontal kind of system, or is it pretty much just all pros?
No, no, no. There are always trade-offs. I mean, anybody who tells you that there aren't is probably selling you snake oil. Um, One of the things we're really bad at is uh, uh, control. That surfaced early in the company in terms of, we were terrible at predicting schedules on our projects because we weren't really optimizing for that, right? We were optimizing for quality, and we were not really necessarily, saying to people, it's not whether it's good, it's whether it's on time. So that inability to carefully dictate where we're going. If we ever needed to do that, we'd probably have to make changes. We try to avoid situations where, that's something that we would have to do. We're bad at finding out that people are making bad decisions. There's very little, there's very few checks on what people do. So if somebody decides, hey, I'm going to check in some code, and 15 minutes later it's going to be out on, a couple of million PCs, we sort of assume that people will use that capability intelligently and responsibly. And so we've had cases where we've had people who went off and made a bunch of really bad decisions that have negative consequences both for other people on the team and also for our customers, and we don't catch those quickly. So those are a couple of the negatives. There are also just some personality types that don't work well in this environment. Some people need a lot. Some people just like to have a lot of structure, and they like to have clear lines of authority, and there are a lot of great people who like to work that way, who, that's part of what they need to do their jobs well, and those people are not going to do well here. We're not very good at new hires. So if somebody, comes straight out of college and has never worked on a project before and doesn't have, hasn't learned good self-management skills, we're a terrible company for that kind of person. We will not, we'll basically wave goodbye as they sink into the abyss, and do very little to support somebody like that. So, we're great for somebody like, say, a Michael Abrash, who's been working on these kinds of things for, close to 30 years and is, one of the top programmers in the world. This is a great place for him. Because he doesn't spend half his time fending off the forces of bureaucratic stupidity. We're a terrible place for somebody who's done great, at college and, gotten straight A's, but has had a lot of very clear milestones and choices in front of them, and is going to need to be able to learn how to work in our kind of environment. We'll just sort of sink or swim, good luck. So like I said, trade-offs, positives and negatives, and every organization is a tool. It'll have good effects, and it'll also have other things which you have to manage around.